This shit. Yeah. Apply pressure from every angle, you feel me? Yeah, you know. Attack move. Never fold, man. Nah, never fold, never quit, yeah. Keep going. Like, yeah. Now they gotta feel me, yeah. Now they gotta feel me, yeah. Now they finna feel me. I try to keep it cool, but niggas always act a fool. So now they gotta feel me, yeah. Now they gotta feel me, yeah. Now they finna feel me. I try to keep it cool, but niggas always act a fool. So now they gotta, yeah, I smoke that thing. Tryna get M's in the bank, fuck what they think. Knock a nigga whole mouth out. Come side me, top break, throw hands like Tank. Knocking out the park like Hank. I've been doing them planks, what you got on my drink? I've been trying to keep my sane. Humanity so lame, fuck you and your gang. Speaking on the dead man's name. SKOL VIKES, back again. A little late to the live, but hey man, had some shit to handle to do. It is what it is. But we here. That's all that matters, huh? We here. Another live. The state of the Minnesota Vikings, part 4. Back at it again. Probably be a shorter live tonight, maybe about an hour. But a few things to talk about, of course. Got to break down some more J.J. McCarthy news. But Tariq Woolen, I repeat, Tariq Woolen, the Vikings need to try to acquire him some way, some form or fashion. He is a free agent. You know, he played for the Seattle Seahawks, Super Bowl winning champion Seattle Seahawks. We know the Vikings cornerback is a position of need. How will they attack it? How will they address it? How will they free up some cap space to bring in a corner of his caliber potentially? Oh, and little side note, word is, the Chiefs freed up $40 million in cap space by restructuring Patrick Mahomes' deal, contract, whatever. So will some players on the Vikings do the same thing? I mean, if the Chiefs can free up $40 million in cap space, I'm sure the Vikings can restructure some players on the squad. And some players need a restructure heavy. No disrespect. It is what it is, homie. Yeah. Period. But shout out to the Chiefs for getting that business done, that business handled. But the Vikings must make certain maneuvers, must find ways to free up some guapino to potentially bring some of these veterans in. I'm going to just start with Tariq Woolen. Tariq Woolen, solid corner, elite corner. Seattle's whole secondary was pretty much elite. They drafted well, but this is part of the business part of the game, the NFL business. Contracts expire, right? You got to make certain moves, certain maneuvers. Players want more. Some players will take less. Some players won't. It's part of the game, part of the NFL process. Period. But we talk about cornerbacks. I'm probably going to look at the whole free agency class as well. But not the whole class, but the cornerback, some cornerback names. I believe it's another name that's very interesting, very intriguing. So I'm going to check it out and break it down. But the cornerback position, a very important position for the Vikings to fill. Right now, we got Isaiah Rodgers in the building. Byron Murphy Jr. in the building. He just signed a big deal, a big contract. But is that enough? Is that enough? You have to address the safety position as well. But you need more. You need more. The Vikings deserve more. Brian Flores deserves more talent in his room. Period. Bottom line, no cap. So in which direction will the Vikings go? So we're going to dive into this Tariq article real quick, break this whole thing down. Give me 1 second. Let's dive into it. And if you got any names, any draft names as well coming out in this year's draft, let me know. Put them in a chat. I'll address it and get to them. Let me see where this Tariq Tyreek Tyreek Woolen, he will be a hot commodity on the market. Period. And he's been on the Vikings radar for quite some time now. It's been news, rumors, speculation that the Vikings could have right for real. So can they really make this happen? But it's not only Tyreek Woolen, it's another corner that has emerged and popped up as well. We're gonna check him out too. I believe he's from the Kansas City. And like I said, if you know any players, any names that you think I should check out and look up, let me know as well, bro. Heavy score vibes. Give me 1 second, man. See right here. So Super Bowl champ cornerback could hit Vikings radar because the Minnesota Vikings have arguably needed a cornerback for a year or so. Seattle Seahawks defender Tariq Woolen has frequented the purple trade rumor mill. Like I said previously, this has been a rumor for about a year or two that the Vikings could potentially sign him. Could it come true this year? Then you talk about the money, cap space, and all of that. Do the Vikings have enough room to maneuver? Do they have enough wiggle room? Of course, we got the draft coming up. They have to hit on that. But if you can work the numbers, that's why they brought the guy from Seattle in to work the numbers even better and potentially land a cornerback of Tariq Woolen's caliber. It'll be a major plus, a major win for Minnesota, period. Now, Woolen may be mere weeks from free agency, no trade needed. Woolen checks the size, speed boxes, and brings real production, making him a plausible target if Minnesota shops the free agent market for a cornerback upgrade. And Woolen, big, tall corner, type of specimen Flores will love in his scheme, right? Right. So boom, if the Vikings are smart, if they can, if it's any way they can make this happen, if Rob Brzezinski and oh boy can collaborate and work together and come up with a plan that makes sense, if they can get rid of Hawkinson, Harrison Smith, if he wants to play again and give him a restructure. But certain guys you let go, if you can free up money, if you let them go. Aaron Jones, out of there. T.J. Hawkinson, out of there. If they want to keep him, if he wants to remain a Viking, then he must take a major pay cut. Oh yeah, I said it, and I stand on it 10 toes down, baby, heavy. If Hawkinson wants to remain in the building, he must do a contract restructure. I mean, shit. If Patrick Mahomes can do a contract restructure, the best quarterback in the league, most may say, I understand he's coming off that ACL injury, but he's the best quarterback in the game. Super Bowl, multiple Super Bowl winning quarterback. If he can take a restructure that frees up 40 mil for his squad, you telling me, man, for damn sure, Hawkinson, Jones, I want him up out of there anyway. I think the Vikings can acquire more younger talent through the draft, through UDFAs, and they have Ty Chandler and they got Xavier Scott. So if they want to draft a running back, cool. But Aaron Jones, just some of the things he said already this offseason really don't sit well with me. I don't like how he went up there round yonder and tried to disrespect McCarthy on the low, really on the high, talking about bring Rogers in, Rogers this, Rogers that, or bring him to Minnesota, boom, boom, blase, blah. No, man. But he was just riding McCarthy's nuts this past season. Now he get on a big platform and a big stage at the Super Bowl. He start feeling himself. How about you stay healthy for a whole season, Jones? Right, right. Period. How about you don't fumble, Jones? For real, dog. No cap. Score VIKES. But Tyreek Woolen, you got to make it happen. If you can make it happen, you got to make it happen. And like I say, it probably won't be easy because he will be a hot commodity. And we still got to wait and see what the Seahawks decision is. Do they try to retain him or do they let him go, let him walk? Aiden Chris in the building. Aiden Chris in the building. What up, big dog? Would you be fine if we signed Bradley Chubb? I mean, I'll take Chubb. That's the running back Chubb, right? I would take Chubb over Aaron Jones, but it's depending on the price. It's depending on how much Chubb wants. You can't pay too much for a running back. They obviously already clearly overpaid Aaron Jones, and he won't be the same next year. Matter of fact, I think he should go. I think he will be gone, but I definitely want him gone now. But you bringing in Bradley Chubb, I'd definitely be cool with it. Aiden Chris, shout out Aiden Chris in the building, my dog, my Levitt dog. I would definitely rock and roll with Bradley Chubb being round yonder and many, but at the same time, how much will you pay him? How much is he worth? And I feel like you don't got to force a running back in free agency. You can get a running back in the drafts. You can find a UDFA running back. So I don't feel like as far as the running back position goes, you don't have to force anything. It's multiple options, multiple directions the Vikings can go. Period. But Bradley Chubb, I would take him over Aaron Jones all day. Yeah, definitely, bro. I think it would be a good signing if it makes sense. Period. Oh, Bradley, Nick Chubb, running back. A baller, bro. Bradley Chubb, pass rusher released by Dolphins. I mean, is he nice? Let me look him up real quick after this Woolen. I'll get into him after this Woolen program, after I break down this Woolen article. But you say Bradley Chubb released by the Dolphins. Is he nice, Aiden? You tell me, is he worth it, Aiden Chris? What do you think about Bradley Chubb? Would you bring him in the building? Would you want him in the building? Do you think he would be a plus, asset to this defense? And once again, I ask you, bro, you hear me heavy. How much does he cost? How much is the guapino? How much is the price tag? Yeah, yeah, you're right, big dog. Nick Chubb, running back. I thought you was talking about a running back, man. Shout out Nick Chubb as well, though. No cap. But yeah, Bradley Chubb, I'm gonna check him out in a minute. Appreciate you for putting that in the chat. Aiden Christopher, heavy. Any more names? Any more names? Let me know. Preferably, right? Preferably, defensive backs, cornerbacks, safeties. But if it's some other big names that make sense, that's cool as well. You can never have enough pass rushers. Facts. Big facts right there, man. No cap. You hear me heavy. Balance, enough depth, right? Right. So I definitely feel you, Aiden Chris. But I'm gonna check out Bradley Chubb in a minute. Woolen spoke with reporters last week, and he didn't sound overly committal about returning to Seattle, where he just won a Super Bowl. A QB, a CB like Rick Woolen checks the Vikings' biggest box. You guessed it, the Vikings probably need a cornerback. Definitely, homie. Yeah. Vikings need a few things. Mhm. Woolen on his future. So this is what Woolen said to reporters. The News Tribune's Greg Bell asked Woolen last week if he'd return to Seattle in 2026. He replied, "Honestly, I don't know. Man, I'm still just soaking in the season with my team. Whatever God has for me, He has for me. His plan has never failed me. His plan has kept me here to be in the position that I am in here now. So I just try to trust his plan. Shout out respect to him. A good answer as well. And I just do on my end my plan as well, which is to be with my teammates and enjoy this Super Bowl win. Honestly, I don't know. Shoot, it's their decision. I've just got to play my part. If I'm here, I'm here, and that's it. I played well previous years. Woolen started 7 games for the Seahawks last year and appeared in 16 contests. Woolen added, and people don't like to compare years to others, but at the same time, I feel like I've just grown and become a better player throughout each year. I feel like every obstacle that's been thrown my way, I've overcome every single one of them. I just feel like I've grown and become a great player, and now I'm a Super Bowl champ. Those musings sound more like a player on his way out than about to resign. Well, guess what, bro? I hope he doesn't resign. For real, bro. No cap, you hear me? Heavy. I want Tyreek Woolen some way, somehow. Let's check out his production. For starters, Woolen is huge, 6'4" and 210 pounds. Like I said, the type of cornerback Flores would love in his system. Big cornerback, physical cornerback. You can put him in man-to-man coverage on the island when you blitzing, or even if the pressure doesn't get there. You can depend on him to cover, lock on his man, or play his own, depending on what scheme we're talking about, as Flores likes to say, right? Depending on which team we're playing. Here's Woolen's Pro Football Focus resume through 4 seasons. 2025, 61.2 grade. 20, well, let's start from 22 and up. 22, 71.6 grade. 23, 67.1. 24, 67.9. 25, 61.2. So you can say his PFF grade went down in year 2025, but at the end of the day, like I always say, don't get too caught up in the numbers. You can be deceived by the PFF numbers. We know for a fact by the eye test and everything else. Reek Woolen is a top upper echelon cornerback, period. You know what I mean? So let's not sit here and get caught up in these damn PFF numbers, huh? Heavy. Yeah. And his passer rating against 22, 48.7 ranking, 2023, 79.8, 2024, 76.9 grade, 25, 75.5. So it went slightly down a little bit in 25, but once again, like I say, and I didn't watch much of the Seahawks this year, but you know, when you say Reek Woolen's name, he's the top corner. And Seattle secondary as a whole is top tier. Respect to them and the way they drafted. Those rumors obviously aren't elite elites. Those numbers obviously aren't elite elites, but the passer rating against is especially noteworthy. Woolen would fit wonderfully in Brian Flores' defense. Oh, he would fit very well. Heading into his last season, PFF's John Costco called Woolen. Hold on, this damn screen keep moving. PFF's John Costco called Woolen one of the NFL's most physical corners and explained Woolen ranked 19th in PFF's cornerback rankings ahead of the 2025 season after forcing 10 incompletions and allowing just 0.90 yards per coverage snap when getting physical with opposing receivers. Like I say, he's a very physical corner. Get up in you, press you, hit him in the mouth, punch him in the chest, get up in a receiver's chest. And that's what Brian Flores wants and needs in his scheme. I repeat, that's what Brian Flores wants and needs in his scheme. His 10 forced incompletions were the second most in the NFL when making contact. Big, physical, powerful, etc. And he can get to that ball. He allowed just 0.8% of plays to gain 15 or more yards, the fourth best mark in the NFL. Much better than any corner Flores has in his system right now. The price. How much will he cost? The price will be a major key. The price is where it could get murky for the Vikings. They don't have much spending money. Living in a spot before free agency where 40 million must be cleared via player releases and contractual restructures just to sign any, the screen keeps on moving, just to sign any new players at all. And that's just the new players there. So they got to free up 40 mil. But like I just said, bro, side note, if Patrick Mahomes, the best quarterback in the land, most may say, can take a contract restructure, that frees up 40 mil for the Chiefs. Ain't no way in hell Hawkinson or whoever else can't take one as well. I don't care who it is, bro. Brian O'Neill, right? Whoever. Get their ass in order or get their ass out the building, period. Like it or not. No more time for games. No more time for being Minnesota Vikings nice. Man, put up or shut up. Get the right players in the building for once and for all. Woolen is a cornerback you don't want to miss. He's a cornerback you want to have on your team, period. After that, well, Woolen's price tag should check in around 3 years and 30 million. Pretty big bag. Minnesota already pays Byron Murphy Jr. a handsome contract, probably paying him too much. And it's unclear if there's enough money in the budget for Woolen. At 10 million per season, however, Woolen would be worth it. Big facts, no cap. I repeat, big facts, no cap. His size and production provide the value. Real talk. I'll take Woolen all day. You get Woolen, he's the best corner on your team off rip. No disrespect to nobody else around yonder, but I'll say it again. You get Rick Woolen, he's the best corner on your team off rip. ESPN's Matt Bowen claimed this week that Woolen could land with the New York Jets. He wrote, best team fit Jets. The Jets allowed 57 completions of 20 or more yards in 2025, seventh most in the league. But you got to ask the question as well, homie. Does Woolen even want to play for the Jets, right? Would he even want to be a Jet? What do the Jets really have to offer? Of course, they got the money to Guapino with a big bag. But what makes you think Tyreek Woolen will just be so antsy to go to the Jets? Next year they won't be a playoff team again. So do you think, boom, him coming off of winning a Super Bowl, getting a ring, all that, is he cool? Is he satisfied? Is it all about the money now for him? Or does he want to win one again? Does he want to be on a team that's competitive? And if they make the right maneuvers, can be playoff contenders, Super Bowl contenders, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So it all comes down to where does a player want to play? Woolen could be like, hell no, I don't want to play for the Jets. What do the Jets have to offer me but money? It could be bigger than the money. He could want to win again, right? He could be addicted to that Super Bowl winning feeling. He could want to chase another ring right away. And you couldn't blame him for. Is it about legacy? Is it about being great? Or now at this point in his career, after winning a title, is it about money? Guapino Federale, huh? Denali, my cheese bowl, linguine, fettuccine, baby. Yeah. Which one is it about for him? We shall see. Time will tell. Adding Woolen, a 6'5" corner, 6'4", 6'5". I say more on the 6'4" side, but hey, they want to give him an extra inch, give him an extra inch. Corner with high end physical tools and speed fits under Coach Aaron Glenn's defense. This unit wants to play man coverage, and Woolen has 12 interceptions and 36 pass breakups in his 4-year career in Seattle. I also like the Commanders as a fit. Bowen also called Woolen the 14th best free agent overall from the upcoming 26 class. the would-be CB room. If one assumes that the Vikings sign a cornerback like Woolen firm free agency and don't draft one early, the 2026 cornerback room would feature a decent veteran core. The majority of credible mock drafts right now connect Minnesota to a corner in round one. Usually Mansour Delane from LSU or Avion Terrell from Clemson. Huh. Very interesting, homie. Very interesting, huh? Yeah. School vibes. Yeah. Let's get it, man. Let's get it. You in the chat, like it up. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe and hit that bell. Support the grind, support the channel. Share this with everybody you know. Come rock and roll with me. Come lock in with me, man. School vibes. I repeat, school vibes. Yeah. With the Woolen route, here's what the 2026 cornerback room might look like. Byron Murphy Jr., Isaiah Rogers, liability at times. Tariq Woolen, major upgrade. Dwight McLaughlin, unknown. Zemiah Vaughn. And Zemiah Vaughn, he's another tall corner. I believe he's a UDFA, right? Look for him to potentially make some noise this year, potentially step up, maybe even take Isaiah Rogers' spot. How much can he develop and grow in that position? We gonna see, bro, for real. But you get Tyreek Woolen, your secondary room increases, improves, immediately. It's no waiting, it's no thinking about, oh, what we get, who we got. It's not like the draft where you gotta sit back, wait and see. No, you have a legitimate top corner in the league, top 10 for real cornerback in the league, who fits the scheme, who brings physicality, right? Who matches Flores's demeanor, his energy, all that. The type of corner Flores would definitely be looking for, would be a benefit to this team and this defense. And that's what we want right now. Is it about winning, being great, or staying mediocre? I repeat, I ask you again to the Vikings directly, homie. What is the state of the Minnesota Vikings? Is it about winning Super Bowls or strictly being average and mediocre and just putting asses in the seats, foods and shit, concession stands, beer, liquor, all that on Sundays and selling jerseys? Or is it about being a real team, a real competitive team, a real Super Bowl caliber team? I mean, at the end of the day, we all want to know. Just let us know. You hear me? Period, man. No cap. Score vibes. Signing a cornerback for like Fabian Moreau, who played for the Vikings in 24 and 25, would make the room pretty damn trustworthy. Free agency is less than 3 weeks away. I mean, boom, it's right around the corner. But Fabian Moreau, he plays very well in Flores' scheme. You have him as a solid backup. We've seen what he can do for 2 years coming off the bench, even sometimes being the main guy. So I'm good with Fabian Moreau being a backup, definitely not a starter though. Period. Even though he performed well as a starter in Flores's scheme. But you don't want to sit back and rely on him to be one of your main guys. Hell to the no, no, no. Come on now, dog. Let's be real for real. But Rick Woolen, I want Rick Woolen all day. Kenneth Walker to the Vikings. Aiden Chris, I spoke on Kenneth Walker before. Matter of fact, did a whole live segment on it. I would take Kenneth Walker all day as well, bro. Period. The question is, how much does he cost? Does Seattle want to retain him and all that? We gotta wait and see. But like we know, free agency is only 3 weeks away. Aiden Chris, I repeat, homie, free agency is only 3 weeks away. It'll be here before we know it. So a lot of options, a lot of moves the Vikings must make. But I ask you once again, what is the state of the Minnesota Vikings? Do they want to be great or average? Are they content with continuing to be mediocre, or do they really want to win? like they've been saying to the fans for years, like they've been repeating for years upon years. But talking real good, but never action. I repeat, they've been talking real good, but never showing action. Now will they finally show the action? Period. Yo, EJ, Holden in the building, my dog Holden in the building. What up, homie? What up, big dog? Holden, where you been, boy? Where you been, boy, huh? Yeah, man. School vibes. Yeah, man. Holden up in the building tonight. Heavy. Hey, Holden, drop me some draft names, man. I repeat, man, drop me some draft names, dog. You got any more players you want me to look up? I'm gonna talk a little bit about the draft tonight. Probably be an hour live, a little shorter live. Kicked it off late, had some stuff to do, so it is what it is. But like I say, we here, I'm here, you here, boom. That's all that matters. Period, man. Score vibes. Once again, you come in the chat, like it up, like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that bell. Why not? It takes less than 1 second. Oh yeah. So we got some more free agents to look into. I believe it's another corner potentially on the market, and it's going to be a real battle. It's going to be very interesting to see which direction the Vikings go in. You know, the draft with free agency and all that. They're talking about the Vikings may have an international game as well. I say cap. I'm so tired of them having international overseas games. Mm, see what's up here. I know it's a lot of draft talk, but free agency talk is really important right now as well. So we're gonna check out like top three, see if they make sense, see if they make sense at all for real. We talking free agency. Like, are we bringing guys in to really play right away and be starters? I mean, that's the main goal, right? That would be the ultimate goal. You don't want to sign it. You don't want to sign a guy and he rides the bench. Period. Let's check out this list. First little top three. See if they make any sense in this article right here. Then I'm gonna check out the top 10 and then go from there. Probably get into a little bit of more JJ McCarthy news, just as far as the whole Kyler Murray talk and situation. Jimmy G is a KOC guy. I'd rather him over Kirk Cousins. Me too, Aiden. Shit. Me too, homie, for real. Oh, matter of fact, whatever name you give me, Aiden Chris, whatever name you put beside Kirk, I'm picking that name. I'm choosing him all day. I don't want Kirk back at all. Not ever again. I don't care who you name, dog. I repeat, I don't care what name you give out, you say. I'm taking that name all day. Kirk Cousins is a no go, a no show. Period. No cap. Mhm. So let's go ahead, dive in and get to it. Vikings territories top three free agent options for the 2026 Vikings. I want cornerbacks and safeties. The Vikings have to decide which direction they want to go in the drafts. Do they want to go defense? I feel like if Flores has his hands on this draft for real, like I believe he does, especially after the article I read and after the news that it may have been a rift between him and Quasi. So if he has his hands on the draft and he's really in the mix like I expect him to be, I think this will be a defensive draft heavy. I think they will attack the trenches and attack the secondary like never before, homie, for real. The interior O line as well. They cannot neglect the offensive side of the ball either. But I guarantee you, I repeat, I guarantee you, Flores, if Flores is in charge or is on the same playing field or same level as KOC or Brzezinski or the guy Matt from Seattle, and if they really want his advice, oh yeah, I'm very excited about the direction this draft goes in. We need a great draft. I repeat, we need a great draft. We need damn near all our picks to hit, especially at least five or six. Boom. No way around it at all. But free agency, if they can free up some money, they can work some nice moves, work out some nice deals among players, just depending on who wants to go, who wants to stay. But trust me, the Minnesota Vikings are voted number one, what, number two, top two in the NFLPA rankings the year last year and the previous year. So they're high in ranking as far as the most attractive, one of the most attractive organizations that players want to play for. Now you ask yourself the way they did Quasi, man, it do they still rank that high? With some of the rumors and speculations and so-called news coming out of Eagan, Minnesota, will they still be ranked that high? I believe so. You check out the facilities, the staff, the organization, top to bottom. And I mean, subtracting the Wolves and all that. But even the Wolves, we give them a lot of slack, but have they been just piss poor? No, they've been average, been mediocre, haven't been doing their job 100, 1000% at all. They must do more. They got more to do. But when you compare them to other owners in the NFL or compare the Vikings to other teams in the NFL, now we can't just sit here and say realistically that the Wolves have just been piss poor year in, year out. Now, here recently, we have a lot of questions about a lot of shit. But the Wolves haven't just been overall totally atrocious. They've had some good years. But at the end of the day, what the hell do the Wolves want to do? Because ultimately, it's on them. So let's get into these so-called, I repeat, so-called top three free agent options. Let's see if they make any sense. You know how some of these beat writers do, man. Some of these so-called analysts do, man. In all likelihood, the Minnesota Vikings won't be able to embark on a massive spending spree like last year because they're currently over the cap by about 40 mil, give or take, depending on the day. But when the interim general manager, Rob Brzezinski, gets down to brass tacks and clears some cap space, the club will be able to add a few reputable names. These are our formal recommendations emphasizing realism rather than signing the most expensive player available at each position. Now, I understand that aspect of it, homie. Yeah, you definitely got to be realistic because they're absolutely correct. The Vikings don't have the leisure to just go spend bread, spend money. They're going to have to rely heavily on the draft. But if Rob Brzezinski can work some of his magic, maybe, baby, they can clear up some space and sign a player here, sign a player there, maybe a big name, medium, middle with a pack name, but who can still contribute type guy, who can still be good for your depth chart type guy. So it could be a win-win. But right now, that salary cap, will hold them back a little bit. A center, Safety and cornerback fit Minnesota's free agent hunt. Starter traits, upside, and sensible pricing for 2026. Free agency is less than 3 weeks away. So, to get you thinking about the options, here are our main endorsements. Note, this analysis emphasizes youth and affordability. The Vikings need youth in the pipeline because Brzezinski's predecessor drafted so poorly. Oh man, more shade at Quasi. Oh man, baby, for real. Yeah. Oh man, he had his head top trying to make his head drop. But it's real facts. Drafted so poorly from 2022 to 2025, players like Tyler Lindenbaum and George Pickens, who will break the bank, but would also play fabulously for the Vikings, are not included. See, when you talk about Tyler Linderbaum and George Pickens, it's going to cost a lot of money. And right now, the Vikings just don't have that luxury to get those kind of players yet. Now, unless they can pull a Kansas City Chiefs move and really free up some Guapino, I'm talking a whole lot of Guapino, baby. Then they may have an opportunity to really land a big name. But you got to clear up some major room. You got to pull out a real deal, dog, for real. No cap. Three value free agents for Minnesota. Ranking in ascending order. Here's who we target if we ran the Vikings number one equals best free agent option. Here we go, bro. Boom. So we got Luke Fortner, center, New Orleans Saints. Y'all let me know if you know anything about Luke Fortner from the New Orleans Saints. Age 27 approximately. Contract per year, 6 to 8 million. 25 PFF grade, 66.5, which is not real great. But I'm not gonna sit here and pay too much attention to it because at the end of the day, like I say, you can't make sure you don't get deceived by certain numbers. PFF pass protection 72.5, PFF run blocking 65.3. So according to PFF, he's a better pass blocker than run blocker. So that could be a potential problem. Even though the Vikings need both. Yeah, man. And the center position, as we know, the center position is up for grabs. Ryan Kelly, roll tide full of pride, but he's probably out of there. Yeah, it's probably a wrap for him. Coming off 3 concussions, real tough to play ball another year. Got to think about him having CTE, being concussion injury prone, all that, man, for real. Working on affecting his mental, all that. My dog Dre in the building. My dog Dre in the building. What up, bro? He says we need big uglies. No doubt. No, hey, all facts, no cap. I repeat, bro. All facts, no cap. Did you hear me? Heavy, homie. For real. Minnesota's draft flexibility is key at center, projecting to have at least 9 selections in April. 9 picks, baby, 9 picks. Actually, 10. Trades notwithstanding, the team could readily select a center in the early rounds, securing a long term option on a rookie contract. That's what I really want for real. I already told y'all about my boy, my dog, my Levy dog, Caden Proctor from Bama. I would have no problem if the Vikings went all trenches. Real trench play, baby. I repeat, real trench play. If not the draft, Fortner is a strong fit if Ryan Kelly retires or is cut. His age aligns with the team's timeline. His PFF profile is promising, and his potential cost is approximately 60% less than Tyler Linderbaum's, a crucial factor for a team managing salary cap constraints. Linderbaum is the almighty free agent prize at center, And if somehow, some way they can get Linderbaum, that would be spectacular, but also crazy. Right now, it's damn near impossible with their cap space situation. But it could happen. Like I say, if Rob Brzezinski can work some magic, can work some numbers, then we might have a chance. But if we're being realistic, Linderbaum probably out of there. The number probably is too high. And we'll see. Time will tell. Hopefully not. But that's why you got guys like Fortner. My bad. You know what I mean? Yeah, Fortner in the building, Fortner on the block. And like I say, it's all about scheme. Does this center fit your scheme? How does he fit in the KOC scheme? Assuming heavy that the scheme will be different, it will be changed to cater to McCarthy. If KOC is the QB whisper, baby, yeah. Score Vikes. Although he may earn 20 million per season in free agency, that's 20 million per season that the Vikings don't have. Drafted in the third round in 22, Fortner became a full-time starter in Jacksonville and demonstrated significant improvement by 25. The lower cost reflects a resume highlighted by only one standout season. Minnesota would be wagering that his upward trajectory continues. But he's what, 27? So he still got prime years left. His PFF resume, 22, it was a 52.0, 23, 44.3, 24 barely played. I wonder why. Was he hurt or did he just not make the cut? Was his breakout year 25? 25, his grade was 66.5. Not great, but if that's his first year starting or he really getting his real chance, then it's not too bad. Fortner fits a skinny budget, plain and simple. See, in this, when the Vikings are in this position here, and I mean, damn, they got back to this point pretty quick. I believe last year or the year before, they were pretty in a good situation with the salary cap. But you sign players, you re-sign players, man. You sign rookies, you bring in guys through trade, via trade. Maybe have even overpaid Allen and Hargrave, paid Aaron Jones again. He probably overpaid as well, period. So this is what happens. Then you got bigger contracts coming up. So the cap space is a problem once again, but it can be maneuvered around. You can make certain things happen. And like I say, I'm going to keep going back to it. If the Kansas City Chiefs and Patrick Mahomes can restructure a deal, and Patrick Mahomes is so much about winning and he wants to get back to winning ways and be a Super Bowl contender again, that he can take a major pay cut so the Chiefs can free up 40 million in the cap. Ain't no way in hell, I'm gonna say it again, bro. Ain't no way in hell that Hawkinson saw fast. O'Neal saw fast, can't take a pay cut. And whoever the hell else you want to include. Harrison Smith, Hitman. Now shout out respect to Hitman, right? He's never had a problem taking a pay cut. He's proven his loyalty to Minnesota year after year after year. But everybody else can really go. If a motherfucker don't want to get in line with the program, get him out the damn program, man. Yeah, no cap. Bitch, yeah. You out of here heavy. Skull Vikes. Ain't got no time for games, no time to play. If they don't want to be on the same accord, guess what? Get him out the damn way. I don't care who it is, homie. Brian O'Neill, right? Whoever, boom. Theo Jackson, whoever, man, boom. I don't care. For real. Come on, man. Enough is enough. Josh Metellus don't want to lose 10 pounds? Bet. Put his ass at linebacker and leave him now. Heavy. Right? Right. Show your ride. Come on, man. Huh? Yeah. What the hell they telling me? The hell going on around here? Vicente in the building. Shout out my dog, my Levy dog Vicente in the building. They need to not sign or draft injury prone players. Big facts, Vicente. Big facts. You hear me? Heavy. No chop. Huh? Next up, we got Nick Cross, safety from the Indianapolis Colts. Age 24, approximate contract per year, 6 to 8 mil, 25 PFF grade, 59.8, which is pretty piss poor. But like I say, don't get caught up in the PFF. I'm more about the eye test. And another team I really didn't watch. I mean, the Indianapolis Colts. Did any of y'all see the Colts in action? Right? Did any of y'all watch the Colts games? Period. So everything here, Nick Cross, I can look him up more. We're gonna break him down now. But I'm sure his name has been inserted for a reason. But I don't want this to be a thing where, oh, we're just making lists. People are just making lists because it sounds good, because guys may save them money. I don't want to bring no bums in the building. Where they just simply coming in to be a body, to fill in a roster position. No, we don't want that. You bringing in free agents, homie. You want them to contribute at a high level. No cap. Right? Yeah. I ain't trying to just bring guys in for a number because the numbers work. Huh? I want them to come in and play and really make a big impact. PFF pass coverage 50.4, PFF run defense 72.0. So just from the PFF alone, I believe he may be a physical corner, which is good, a cornerback who can tackle, which is good. Tackling was a major issue, a major concern for this secondary group for Minnesota last year. So we need to clean that up and nip that in the bud quickly and swiftly. Heavy. Period. No cap. For real. Cross is a familiar name in IDP fantasy football, as his ability to quickly accumulate stats makes him a valuable asset. While his production dipped in 25 under a new defensive coordinator and alongside ex-Viking safety Cameron Bynum, Cross was highly active and productive in 24. Hmm. So you go through a coaching change could definitely affect certain players, can definitely affect the whole team for real as a whole. Cross is a familiar name in IDP fan. Oh, I read that part already. Boom. His PFF work 2022, 56.5, 23, 71.8, 24, 70.3, 25. I just talked about it, 59.8. Brian Flores has a history of success with players like Cross. He favors aggressive play. I figured he was very aggressive, and we need those kind of guys. Good run tacklers, not scared to come up and hit. I mean, you look at all the great defenses around the league, the Texans, the Seahawks, whoever else you want to name. They have a secondary who loves to play, who loves to come up and hit you in the mouth without a doubt. No questions asked, never no fear. I mean, I'm just being honest here. We saw Isaiah Rodgers be bitch made at times, homie. Yeah, no disrespect. I'm just talking real facts. We saw Byron Murphy Jr. be real bitch made at times when it comes to the tackling aspect of the game. And frankly, I'm tired of it. I want cornerbacks who come up, fly, and hit you in the damn mouth and set the tone early. Period, man. Yeah. You see how the Texans cornerbacks play, huh? See how the Seahawks cornerbacks play, huh? Shit, we can go in division. The Bears, them boys come up and hit you in the mouth and leave no doubt. Heavy. Simplifies decision making and empowers athletic safeties to attack downhill. The PFF grades in 23 and 24 would seem achievable again within the right scheme. Oh, yeah, homie. Oh, yeah. Now, Cross might make sense. Huh? I feel like you can bring anybody in. I mean, you can bring Fabian Moreau in, and Flores can make him play well. I mean, shit. Come on now. You can make Moreau look good. You can make anybody look good. And if we know one thing about Flores, right, he improves everybody on his roster in his room. Okay. But yeah, with the time, man, yeah. We almost an hour in. We almost an hour in. Might be the last little article right here. You got any questions, comments, man? Make sure you put them in the chat. I'll hit them up before I get up out of here. Like I said, be a little shorter live tonight. Started late, but once again, catch me for the Vikings live on Friday. Lock in with me. I repeat, lock in with me. Tomorrow, you a Bama fan, lock in with me again. Roll Tide, full of pride, win, lose, or draw, but we come to win, period. Roll Tide, SKOL Tide. But let's see here. Flores also has a track record of revitalizing similar player arcs, with Eric Wilson in 25 being a recent and decent example. The Ringer's Austin Gale on Cross. Cross is essentially a safety linebacker hybrid who isn't a liability in pass coverage like a traditional linebacker would be. And who's been who's been a liability in pass coverage at the safety position for the Vikings? Damn near everybody, but one in particular who maybe should play linebacker. That's Josh Metellus. I repeat, Josh Metellus, heavy. He's been a true liability in pass coverage. Like I said, a man need to cut down some weight, lose about 10 pounds, and really get better in pass coverage game. But you bring in Cross, Metellus better watch out. Jackson definitely better watch out, homie. Yeah. But these are moves you make when we're talking about making smart decisions, you know, making decisions that make sense. Though this type of player has become increasingly important as opposing offenses run more multiple tight end sets, free safeties still tend to command more money on the free agent market, in large part because of their on ball production compared to box safeties or hybrid players. The top of the free safety market is over 20 million per year. Well, damn. And the best slot cornerbacks make 12 to 13 million per year. Well, I say, well, damn, huh? Yeah, I say, well, damn again. Making that guapino, man, that federale, huh? That machismo, that linguine, that denali, that federale, huh? Score vibes. Cross will likely wind up with a deal that's closer to 8 million per year, and that would be a steal. Next up, we got Cordell Flott, cornerback, New York Giants, age 24, approximately contract per year, 9 to 10 million, 25 passer rating, 2025 passer rating against 73.3, 2025 PFF grade 66.9, 25 PFF coverage grade 69.6. Cordell Flott, 24, so he's a younger guy. Younger guy, definitely. What does he bring to the table? And as free agency remains to get closer, I'm going to continue to break certain players down. But Cordell Flott, if you know anything about Cordell Flott, homie, let me know. We finna break him down right here. Flott totally checks all boxes for the Vikings and a free agent. He's young, affordable, and trending up. Drafted in the third round in 2022, Flott has been getting better each season with the Giants at 6'2" and 175 pounds. So he's a taller corner as well. His long, lean build is exactly what Flores looks for in a cornerback. He's not a household name, which fits with Minnesota's recent strategy of snagging players like Isaiah Rodgers. Big facts. It's about scheme and production, right? You give Flores any player, especially a player who's big, tall, and fast, he can make him do major work. I mean, look at Isaiah Rodgers, man. Isaiah Rodgers definitely not the biggest, but he played very well in this Flores scheme, homie. Yeah. And what's one thing that Isaiah Rodgers has that Flores loves? Speed. You can't coach size. You can't coach speed. Never forget it. Always remember. I repeat it again. You can't coach size. You can't coach speed. Who joined the Vikings in 25 free agency and immediately transferred into a hit. Well, let's not say hits, semi hit with Rodgers, heavy. You know what I mean? Yeah. But he got more to prove, homie, for real. The Athletics Daniel Popper on Flott's free agency. Flott is at his best in off cover zone looks when he can read, react, and play from depth. He is a wiry corner who is not a factor in run supports. Well, that could be a problem, but if he's a great coverage corner and he could potentially make up for it, I mean, shit, Isaiah Rodgers wasn't great coming up tackling either. But that could definitely be an issue though, because you want cornerbacks who can come up and hit, cornerbacks who will tackle. We saw piss poor tackling this year from the Vikings, especially in the secondary, baby, for real. So cool, he's a wiry corner who is not a factor in run support. But if he's not a factor in run support, that's a liability to the squad. Unless they meant to say he is who is a factor in run support, and they didn't mean to put the not in there. But hey, we're gonna see, bro. But that is definitely a con about him. If he's not great in run defense, don't know if I really want him. Yeah, man. Now, will his cover skills make up for it potentially? Can he be an elite cover corner? Well, he's not that yet. Solid, very solid, still young, high energy, uh, really good in zone coverage. That's cool, but we need tacklers too, homie, for real. Period. When Flott is asked to play press coverage and from tighter alignments, including man coverage, his reactions, mirroring skills, and route recognition are more delayed. He is a good fit in a zone heavy defense that leans into his strengths. Well, Flores likes to run zone. Turning 25 in August, Flott's prime is just starting. So the question about Flott, you're getting him at a young age. Brian Flores and his coaching staff can really work with him, develop him even more. He has a nice skill set already. He's good. He's good in man. I mean, he's good in zone coverage. He can get better in man. Has to become a better tackler, more physical tackler. You know, become better at his man-to-man coverage skills. But that all comes with time, recognition, and player development. And like I always say, boom, bro, change of scenery can change everything for a player. You put him with Flores, you see what he did with Rogers, see what he did with Murphy, and the list goes on, period. But the fact that he's wiry, high energy, reaction time very quick, solid in zone coverage, and he's only 25, baby, and you can get him for a nice price, could be the way to go. But either way, it needs to make sense. Out of this list, out of these three, I'm probably going with Cross the most right now. If I had to pick one, I would lean towards Cross. But once again, this is just one list. I'm gonna break them down every live, see who's out there. Once again, if y'all got names you think that make sense for the Vikings to try to sign, try to acquire, make sure you fire the chat up. Let me know every time. And it just is what it is. Period. But this is the off season. This is what it's time for. It's time to get this free agency class rocking and rolling. Super Bowl over. Now it's gonna roll. Now it's gonna roll. It's gonna be back like never before. Thing about football season, it goes fast, but it comes back faster. You hear me? Heavy. SKOL VIKES. The regular season is over, but the season has begun once again. Period. What a great time to be an NFL Vikings fan, an NFL football fan in general. And even if we talk in the college game, the college realm, spring ball is right around the corner. Roll Tide. Check me out tomorrow from my Alabama Roll Tide, Alabama football live. Come lock in with me. Come rock and roll with me, baby. Yeah. Know what I mean? Heavy. Period, man. For real. Skull Tide. Yeah, bro. And that's pretty much it for the list right there. Like I say, we an hour in. I'm finna get up out of here, man. Once again, catch me for another Vikings live on Friday. Come lock in with me, rock and roll with me. We're talking Vikings football. This is the state of the Minnesota Vikings, part 4. And little side note, put some respect on my brother's JJ McCarthy's name every live. I'm gonna say it. This is to Kevin O'Connell, directly right. Boom. Hey, get a man a chance for real, bro. Give him a real fair chance, homie. Change the scheme for him. Cater to your quarterback, KOC. Cater to McCarthy like you cater to Kirk Cousins, homie. Cater to McCarthy like you cater to Sam Darnold, homie. For real. Heavy. You got a young, talented quarterback going into, in all reality, his second year as far as the physical form of things. Why don't you? I challenge you to put your best foot forward with McCarthy KOC, dog, for real. Because you didn't do that all year. Now they throwing out these Kyler Murray names, Mac Jones. Shout out Mac Jones. I'm taking Mac Jones over everybody any damn way. I feel like he's the best candidate to bring in the building any damn way. If we talking competition for McCarthy, boom. A real solid backup, boom. He's all of the above. But anyway, anyhow, anywho, put some respect on my brother's name, dog, for real. No cap. Get a man a damn chance. Can he learn? Can he grow? Can he develop in a scheme with a team? Can he have time to grow, bro? Kirk Cousins was a true vet in the game. He didn't win you jack shit. And y'all was patient with him. Y'all was patient with his big punk ass for 6 years, bro. For real. It was almost damn near 7. And he could do no wrong, and he ain't win you nothing. But one playoff game, I'm gonna say it again, that the defense won. Yeah, man, come on, man. It's crazy. It's crazy how they doing McCarthy, how they talking about McCarthy. And it's been going on the whole year. This ain't nothing new. This ain't a new thing. From the first Bears game to the end of the season, they've been on his head top trying to make his head drop. Period. No cap. From the beginning of the season, they've been on his head top trying to make his head drop. Unfairly so. KOC been getting away with Purdy murder. Wes Phillips getting away with Purdy murder. No one's being held accountable except the young rookie QB, the 22, 23-year-old quarterback who's still learning, growing, and the game is still slowing down for him. And you have a coach who was incompetent, who refused to change his mind, get out of his ego, change his ways, set a real standard for this team, for this program. He refused to change the plays, change the scheme into what, week 12, 11, something like that, around yonder. But everybody wants to point the blame at McCarthy, like he's the one, he's the issue. Man, poppycock for real, homie. No cap, you hear me? Heavy. I'll stand by it. Does he need to improve? Yeah. Is there certain techniques he needs to work on? Hell yeah. Footwork, all that. We know that. Duh. No shit, Sherlock. Duh. What do you expect? He's a rookie. I mean, look at Drake May. It's a lot he needs to work on still. And he was a Super Bowl quarterback. The man just played in a damn Super Bowl, homie. And they saying what? Oh, is Drake May a bust? Is Drake May not ready now? All right, bet. I guess that's what it is now. Oh man, come on, man. Some of the things people say is ridiculous. Purple Pain in the building. Shout out Purple Pain in the building, homie. Yeah, SKOL VIKES. Heavy. Let's hope we have a solid draft, cause otherwise we cooked. Oh man. Yeah, baby. Okay, baby. Yeah. One more again, man, for real. Oh man. Shout out Purple Pain in the building. What up, big dog? Heavy. That's real talk, though. That's real talk. If the draft is piss poor, oh man. Oh wow. I don't even want to talk about the draft being piss poor. Yeah, I don't even want to entertain that, man, for real. But Purple Pain, you are absolutely correct, homie, for real. All facts, no cap. I repeat, all facts, no cap. Early. Mhm. Wow. Mhm. But like I said, man, put some respect on McCarthy's name. Appreciate what you have in him, the competitor you have in him, the quarter type of quarterback he is. Yeah, he needs to learn how to not take certain hits, stay healthy, all that. It comes with the territory, but the heart, the determination, the leadership. I mean, he was so much of a leader. He was voted a team captain. So that says something about him right there. Says something about who he is as a man right there, as a player right there, as a leader of his team, homie, right there, right? Right. So shout out, respect, salute to my brother JJ McCarthy. Lock in, nine. I say lock in, nine. They want to see you fail, bro. They want to see you lose. They ain't purr at all. Biggest thing for McCarthy, he needs to put that real work in. Off-season program, nigga. All that. Going hard and staying in charge. Period. Him and Jettas, we've talked about it already. They need to put that work in. Practicing on and off the field. Building a real brotherhood, a real relationship on and off the field. Per, period. That's what I really want to see. Yeah, man, if it's about brotherhood, family, all that, we'll make it about all that. And don't be faking the funk. But I want to see them boys grind and put that work in together. And not only him and Jettas, but him, Addison, him, Naylor, if Speedy remains. It's a toss up for Speedy right now. Hmm. But I want to see a different level of chemistry between those two guys for real. I want a real bond between those two guys for real. That would take McCarthy a long way. Yeah. But shout out my dog, my brother, once again. Keep your head up, nine. Lock in McCarthy. I repeat, lock in McCarthy all day, all night. Uh, you know, about an hour, 15 minutes in. Time we got here, 11, 11:15. Purple Pain say you hit it. Chemistry. Yeah, man, it's about chemistry, bro. For real, my brother. Purple Pain, it's about chemistry, man. That's very important. I mean, y'all saw what Harrison Phillips said when he talked about chemistry in the culture. You can have all the talent in the world, baby. If there's no connection, if there's no real connection, it don't matter. You ain't going nowhere. And we see it year in, year out. Hell, we seen it this year with the Vikings. Talented roster, talented defense, especially. Did nothing with it. Period. So yeah, it's good to have talent, but you need more than talent to take you all the way. Chemistry, dog. Chemistry, cohesion, everybody on the same accord is what it comes down to. You know? All facts, no cap. Yeah, heavy. Shout out my dog, Purple Pain in the building. Score. Uh, so what else we got here for the free agency terms? For sure. Go back in and see what's up. Grinder for real, yeah. What's this here? Mm. So we talking about Dean to the Vikings potentially, bro. For real. Are we talking about Dean from the Eagles to the Vikings potentially? He would be a great fit in Flores' scheme. Period. Kobe Dean, maybe baby. Repeat, how would y'all feel about Kobe Dean in the building? I'm gonna get to this last article, then roll out. But let me know, man, how would you feel about Kobe Dean? Real mean Dean in the building, baby. In the building. Yeah. Vikings linked to free agent defender built for Brian Flores scheme. See what's up. Winning 5 games in a row to finish the 25 season above 500. Losing out would have been best in terms of earning the best possible first round pick in April, but even losing more of those final 5 than they won would have sufficed on that front. Going 9-8 was no thanks to an offense that was mostly not functional all season. Brian Flores' defense was top 10 in points allowed and top 5 in total yards allowed, along with being the second best pass defense in the league. Great defense, bro. Superb. Nobody wanted to play the Vikings defense in the playoffs. It was so superb. After some questions about whether he would be returning for the 26th season or not, Flores is indeed back to run the Vikings defense for at least one more year. If his unit is successful again next season, and there's no reason to think it won't be, he will get head coaching interviews again, and maybe he'll finally get his second chance to run an entire team. I mean, shit, who knows? It could be with the Vikings, baby. Yeah. You hear me? Heavy. Skull vibe. Skull tie. In the meantime, Flores will have influence over who comes and goes to fill out his defense. And if someone who was excellent, and if someone who was an excellent fit with Minnesota last season finds greener pastures in free agency, they will need to be replaced. Minnesota Vikings match with free agent Brian Flores might end up coveting. As ESPN's Matt Bowen recently found potential team fits for the outlet's top 50, 26 free agents, he matched linebacker Nakobe Dean with the Vikings. As we all know, Nakobe Dean coming out of Georgia, fast linebacker, big bruising linebacker, heavy. I wouldn't be mad at all if the Vikings made this work, made this move happen. Like I said earlier, he would fit Brian Flores' scheme very damn well. The Vikings have cap issues heading into free agency. It's always something with the damn cap. But I really like the fit for Dean and coordinator Brian Flores defense. Dean, who had 4 sacks with the Eagles in 25, is the league's best blitzing linebacker. Oh, wow. Wow. The league's best blitzing linebacker, baby. Come to the Vikings, maybe, baby. Yeah, you hear me? Heavy. Score Vikes. Oh, man, we need him heavy. Hold it steady. You hear me? Hey, and he would join a system that led the NFL in blitz rate at 46.8%. As Bowen noted, Minnesota led the league in blitz rate last season, as they have in all three of Flores' seasons as defensive coordinator. Having off the ball linebackers who are effective blitzers is an essential piece of that equation. And Dean has had 7 sacks with 26 quarterback pressures over the last 2 seasons. He also has 183 tackles and 16 tackles for loss over that span. Well, damn. Dean has missed at least 7 games in 2 of the last 3 seasons. If you're the Vikings, do you look past it? Can he stay healthy all next year? I mean, time will tell. We shall see. But he battles with injuries too. Part of the game, part of the process. Big question is it worth it? But that concern may also depress what kind of offers he gets in free agency. The Spurs have a pretty robust projected market value slash contract, put him in range of what the Vikings can comfortably afford. So just his injury problems alone can bring his stock down a little bit, maybe to the point where the Vikings could afford him potentially, baby. Yeah. But I would love to have N'Kobe Dean, the Kobe Mean Dean in the building for real. All facts, no cap. You hear me? Heavy. Score vibes. Whatever Minnesota's salary cap constraints are, Flores has been given significant say in the resources that are poured into his side of the ball. So if there's a need to be filled and he wants Dean, the Georgia product might be wearing purple come mid March. And I told y'all from that last article, right? Boom. I believe Brian Flores will have a lot of say now. I mean, damn, that's why they brung him back. Is he coming off an injury? I believe he was injured some of the season, purple pain. Not sure how many games exact, but I believe N'Kobe Dean was injured a good bit of last year, right? Yeah, I believe so. But he's definitely a fit for this Brian Flores defense. He would fit great in it. I mean, they say he's the best blitzing linebacker in the league. I mean, what else would Brian Flores ask for? What more could you want in a heavy blitzing defense? So it could be a perfect fit. The biggest concern would be his injury, him being injury prone, some may say, and also how much money he wants. That guapino, that federale, that denali, that machismo, that linguine, baby, that fettuccine, baby. Yeah. How much will he take? We shall see, bro. I repeat, we shall see. But I'm finna get up out of here. Much appreciate to my big dogs who came through, my big dogs, my Levy dogs in the chat, my subscribers, my supporters. If you're new to the channel, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Share this live with everybody you know. This is the state of the Minnesota Vikings, part 4, part 5 Friday. Come lock in with me again. Shout out all my Alabama fans. Come lock in with me tomorrow for my Alabama football live. I'll let y'all later, bro. Much appreciated. You know what it is. Big SKOL Vikes, win, lose, or draw. But we come to win. And guess what? We run the North. Heavy. SKOL Vikes. Believe that.